Hey, welcome to another video from SkinnyMedic. So it's kind of after action report, but kind of not. So we're going to use this clip of video and talk about pediatric airways, spinal cord injuries, things like that. So it kind of is an after action, but when I saw the video on Instagram, I was like, man, that's a great idea for a video. So no blood, no tourniquets, no wound packing. Pretty boring video, but let's take a look at it.
Seems riled up, bro.
So, what do you guys think? Boom, kid takes a header onto the ground wearing a big old giant helmet. Helmet probably weighs more than it does, but hey, whatever. Glad that they're wearing a helmet. So, but what I thought about is kids and helmets, things like that. So we see the kid is laying face down. In order to assess their airway, breathing, circulation, we're gonna have to log roll them onto their back. And that is some issues when they're wearing a helmet. They have this big giant helmet, and what happens is their head comes up, their shoulders are laying flat, and then it closes off their airway. So big old head, body, boom, leans forward, closes off the airway. This happens. So if we're gonna log roll this kid, and I do recommend leaving the helmet on until professionals get there, but unless there's airway or breathing issues. But leave the helmet on and log roll them and kind of pad up on the shoulders to bring it up even. Because that way the head's not up here and it kind of keeps their airway normal, because we don't want it like this. So if you're going to log roll this person to check their airway, breathing, circulation, then pad up under those shoulders so the helmet doesn't occlude their airway. Now, I've left patients face down until I could get some more hands. Maybe there was blood coming out of the airway and just I can talk to them, the blood's draining down the ground, but until I can get some more hands on scene, I didn't log roll them. So don't have to be in a huge hurry to log roll, but if we do have an issue, let's log roll them to their back. Leaving the helmet on if we need to. But if there's an airway compromise, there's blood that we need to suction, there's teeth, there's whatever else, the airway is not there, then we need to take the helmet off and get to the airway. If the patient's not breathing and they still have a pulse, things like that, we're going to have to bag for them, then the helmet needs to come off, okay? Airway and breathing are super important, so helmet comes off. The other thing I want to talk about is spinal cord injuries. Now, we don't board nearly the amount of people that we used to on a long spine board. That's a great torture device, but we don't do as much as we used to. So we still want to be cautious moving these patients, check for pulse motor sensory, if they're having any loss of sensation, loss of movement, things we want to double check on. But just be cautious when you log roll someone, things like that, and try not to move them as much as only is needed. So, but if we need to make an emergency move because their life is in danger or something like that, then we can make an emergency move. But just be cautious about moving someone like this because that blunt force trauma could cause a spinal cord injury. Just want to be cautious about it. So, hope this video helps. You never know when you'll be the first responder. Remember the right gear and the right training. I wanted to remind you guys as well, as we're closing at the end of 2020, that you can use your health spending accounts, your flex spending accounts, for first aid supplies and first aid kits. So, medicalgearoutfitters.com. I appreciate the support.